Where is this late-ass bitch? Oh. Don't knock all the lighting over.
Dyzz Bytch.
Good to see you. Good to smell you, too.
I smelled you down the street.
I can smell the deodorant, honey.
Oh.
And I can smell what it's hiding.
You smell that tropical Baja Blast?
No, clinical, sterile. How do we start this?
Like every great piece of media starts with an introduction.
Welcome back, or welcome to the Dyzz Bytch Podcast.
All cheers to that, girl.
Please. Let me take a swig of this nondescript, large 99-cent drink.
They're not 99 cents anymore, girl. Inflation. Whereas one of my economics professors once said,
What did he say? What they
vibe
say?
session.
Vibe session.
Yes, girl.
What's that even mean?
It means that the Federal Reserve is trying to soften the impact of the recession by lowering the interest rates.
Do you know that strategy of when you go to the bathroom, you put a few sheets, some squares in the water to soften the clash of the water and the shit? Ever tried it?
No, I love.
You just love that splashback.
Well, you know what they call the American bidet is when that shit splashes so hard straight into the toilet water, torpedoing that it splashes some water right back on the hole.
Like a nuke.
Clean it.
Like a nuke.
Like a nuke.
Mushroom.
Oppenheimer. You have an open hiney.
I can't. Well,
who are you?
With that, my name's Trantula Vulnicura, the one in the fuck-ass bang next to the girl in the fuck-ass bob. Now, please, tell us your name.
My name is Dacity.
Oh.
There's one thing about me. You never want to catch me in the city, in the dark.
Honey, you're hooking on Figueroa.
I'm like, and on Figueroa.
I mean, you're a cheap thrill.
Cheap thrill?
Look at that wig. You look like Sia.
I wish you looked like Sia with that face
I wish I
coverage.
didn't have to see ya. Thank you.
Thank you. So are we going to talk about it?
Talk about what?
Your music video.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about it.
So it's not your music.
Not my music.
But honestly, I'm going to be TBF, TBH.
Oh.
You ate that up.
I know.
And that's the one compliment you're going to hear.
Being political, but apolitical. Oh. Taking an apolitical stance on a political matter.
Like Charlie XCX on Mamala.
Very Mamala. What I have to say about that music video was it was so much fun. Would never do it again.
Who was it?
It was with Puzz Wacky.
Thank you, Puzz Wacky.
You got
a wacky Puzz. You understand.
I'm whacking my puss right now.
Oh, you recently watched Love Lies Bleeding.
Yes, Love Lies Bleeding. A very fascinating cultural moment. I mean, what do we even say to this queer misery, but also queer murder, queer pain,
in defense of queer misery,
queer Hulk?
Queer Hulk.
She went Hulk mode. She got huge.
Huge.
Exactly.
The whale.
Speaking of huge and a whale, what was your experience watching it?
I was like, I'm sure that the lesbians are chewing this up. Because that moment when I was sitting there on that couch.
Visceral.
And Kristen Stewart goes, I'm going to stretch you.
In that dull bathroom light. Yellow light.
Low light for
bending
a low life.
Bending down to the level of the cooch and said, I'm going to stretch you out.
Not can I stretch you out. Not
could I stretch you out.
Not is there a possibility.
It's I'm going
stretched.
to.
Yes.
Now, what do we say about this confidence, this level of initiative taking? Don't we need that in our lives?
Well, you definitely have the confidence to be giving what you're giving right now at this moment.
Right. In this whole outfit, I don't see any initiative.
Initiative?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you would call your drag?
I mean, it's an Oscar bait.
Girl.
For costume design? Honey.
Oh, we wouldn't get it. We're the presenters. We're Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
But do I really want to be two white women? We can do so much better.
Well, it's like that thing. Okay, there's like that feminist thing I was reading on Twitter where it was like, I know, I'm so
Clock
woke.
that.
I'm like so
feminist
woke.
thing I read on Twitter. Please.
Where they said, women can't be women.
Do you remember it?
No, give me a second.
Women can't remember. This woman can't remember.
Oh, they, them.
Oh.
This gender nonconforming drag artist, thank you.
This GNC that needs to go to the GNC.
You will never be able to afford a GNC.
Well.
Okay, okay, give me a second. It's that like thing where it's like women can never be women. Women have to go through life with the perspective of man. Like they're like it's never a woman's perspective. It's a woman's perspective through the lens.
But isn't it a woman's world? Didn't Katie tell us that?
Sexy confidence.
Does she eat? Is she eating? Is she paying her rent?
She's definitely not eating that cooch like she tried to do with Dochi.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
trying to snack on the Dochi mochi.
Well, she's really mother is trying her best.
She's trying to stretch open that alligator swamp.
Oh God, and it sure smells like one. But who is she married to? Does she have a fiance?
She does have a fiance.
Who is he?
It's Orlando Bloom.
Oh wow, she's getting in that Legolas elven cock.
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy.
From you?
I did not know who Orlando Bloom is until they got in a relationship, and my introduction to Orlando Bloom was what is it called? aznude.com/men, and it's Orlando Bloom on top of the what's called the wakeboard. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I remember this,
and
I can recall the scripture.
She's sitting there, and he ding-a-ling out, ding-a-ling-ling.
Drag name.
Welcome to the stage,
Ding-a-ling-ling.
I love Ling.
What's her house? The House of Ling? Conalingus.
Connie Ling.
Connie Ling.
Connie. Welcome to the stage, Connie Ling.
What's with this issue of like Asian women always having white names? Grace, Connie. What else is there?
Like
Esmeralda. Oh, I don't. White?
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
That was. Can you find out the name of that trans person, that doll who like got tortured by the CIA for like 12 years because they used to work in intelligence and like expose the war crimes of Afghanistan or something? I need to find that out. Louis Theroux, the British guy. Do you know? He's the one who did "My Money Don't Jingle Jangle, It Fold."
Yeah,
he did an interview.
That entire era of the internet was very. That was like a year ago. That was the millennial version of Hawktula. No, actually, that's totally incorrect. It's the millennial version of Skibbity Toilet. You know, it's that cringe,
jingle jangle,
completely like absurd.
Chelsea Manning. Thank you. Chelsea Womaning now. Mama, she is a doll.
Love it.
And one thing about the dolls.
What do they do?
You can't read them.
You can't read the doll. Yeah. Well, let's get into our first topic of discussion today. What I brought in for conversation.
Okay, please.
Do you recall the ads for friend.com?
Friends?
The AI attachment necklace? They're basically launching this product. It's like a lifestyle AI coach friend. And they bought out friend.com. And I was watching the interview of the creator, founder, inventor. This guy is berserk. He's literally like a metrosexual hippie talking about how AI is the like next frontier.
Rastafarian?
No, more
like
white man. Yeah, very Silver Lake, you know?
Always.
So I'm just kind of like, why do we think this is necessary? Why do we Black Mirror is not a free program, but a program we should all watch.
Yeah,
it's a program.
It's a free program if you go
showing
on
us
soaptoday.is.
Soaptoday.is
or 123 movies.
.is Israel.
Isn't real.
Isn't real.
We stand for freedom.
Freedom.
Let's take a break.
Can you go any higher?
No, I can't. This is already straining. Ugh. I don't have the core for that.
You have a core. A core. A Cora.
Mm.
Cora. Do we need to revisit Cora? Our queer literature?
I actually am
Queer
subscribed to
film?
the newsletter, and sometimes I just read things like, what to do to my beastly child.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see a lot of ones about like cannabis use. Everyone's kind of like scared.
Of
Everyone's
cannabis?
Like, everyone's like, oh my God, I smoked. Am I going to die? Or I smoked.
That's what happens.
Am
after
I
you
going to have
smoke,
lung
though.
cancer?
That paranoia.
Yeah.
We have a lesbian friend that they don't smoke weed because when they smoke weed, they like consider the factors, every factor of the world existing.
Every context.
Like
Every nuance.
We took an
Every
edible
coconut.
at the Era Store concert,
Oh, really?
and we were gone
Gobsmacked.
with the wind.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you were saying
wasn't
something about friend.com, and I need to know what this is because I've never heard of it.
Basically, you know Life Alert, like that kind of necklace where it's like a button.
I love Life Alert.
Friend.com is basically that. It's just an attachment. It sits on your neck and it's listening to your conversations all day. But then
God.
this is the next step that's really crazy. It sends you texts. It'll say like, fun conversation. Why don't you talk about this? Or you're like bringing up like wanting to go to a movie, be like, why don't I make a reservation for us? Yeah. Wild.
I need that, but like strictly like business. I need like all I need is a personal assistant that I don't have to pay.
Well.
Not that I'm against paying the working class, but I can't afford that shit.
Yeah, the working class can't pay the working class.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's why we need to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps.
You know what's interesting about that phrase? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like what is a bootstrap?
No, but also it's like you can't pull yourself up from your foot.
Well, I think that's the point of the phrase.
It's like it's an impossible mission.
Yes.
It's
It's like that autistic linguistics guy, or like I think it's linguistics. What is it called? Like the science of language.
Linguistics.
Okay, linguistics. There's this like autistic linguistics.
Connolinguistics.
Oh, connolinguist. Okay. He. Actually, I don't want to assume their gender.
They.
They're idiots.
It's.
They were talking about like how language loses meaning over time.
Oh.
So, girl, maybe they're not considering it. Maybe they're like those. Maybe it's like the Republican who's like, "What is the meaning of fetus?"
Charlie Firk.
What about Charlie?
That's
Who's
his
Charlie?
name.
Oh, Charlie Firk.
Charlie Firk.
Firk.
Insane name. Insane face. Well, that was AI. I mean, what can we even say to it? It's Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
Firk is honestly, that's like a screenplay name, you know? Charlie Firk.
A screen. Of what? Describe the screenplay, girl.
The highs and lows of fetus.
The highs and lows of a high school fetus.
Confessions of a shop of fetus. Yeah.
American fetus.
10 things I hate about your fetus. American fetus.
American fetus.
American fetus story.
American fetus story.
So good.
Okay, I got it.
Chlamydia again.
Okay, I was gonna try to do something with the whale, but it would just be the fetus.
True. But that's, poignant. The fetus.
I have never seen a fetus.
I can vividly remember me walking in DC, elementary school. We went on a field trip. We're walking down the sidewalk, and I see this like weird poster. It has like this like red image next to a dime, and I was like, "What is that?" It was a fetus, and they were making the comparison of like, "That's what it looks like," and they're like, they were pro-life, and I like, girl, I'm in elementary school. I'm maybe like what?
Wait. They're pro-life and they're trying to argue
8 years
that
later,
that's a dime-sized is worth saving.
Girl.
They
think the sperm meeting the egg, having their Zoom call together is worth saving.
You have hemorrhoids that are larger than fetuses.
Honey,
than the
not
average
anymore.
Fetus. All thanks to
Prep H. Get yours today.
Where?
At the CVS aisle.
Which aisle?
14 maybe?
The Isle of No Return.
Past the point of no return.
The Isle of Passage. Isla Fisher.
Isla Fisher? Who's that?
Isla Fisher is the girl from Confessions of a Shopaholic. In Confessions of a Shopaholic, mama, that guy, what's his name? Wait, I got it. Luke Brandon.
Don't know him.
Luke Brandon is the main love interest. So hot.
Production assistant, can you give me a visual of this man?
You don't want it.
Oh.
Okay, he's
a mid-British man.
Our producer is a lesbian, so I don't know what you're trying to say about him not being hot, but there's this DJ on myreadingmanga.com of an MPreg pen fiction. And they both look so hot.
I wonder at what point in your childhood you started to look had unprotected, unsolicited, unsurveilled internet access.
No, I was at the library reading Harlequin novels.
Oh.
I vividly remember the first one.
And? It
was this guy who was a cowboy, and this woman was visiting from, like, the city because, like, someone had died and left her the ranch or something, and she'd come, and he was this guy who was, like, one of the ranch hands. Kind of like you when you're eating Popeyes. And he was like... Abomination. And he rode by on his horse, and she was like, oh, he's so hot. 30 pages later, they're fucking... But she's bad at sex.
That's the worst.
I know. And he was like, I could teach you how to be good. And taught her how to ride a horse.
Oh.
Because he said the up and down movements of the horse is kind of like when you're riding me.
Right. Isn't that romantic, though?
Is it?
You're learning a trade, but you're also improving yourself in the bedroom? That's love. What's love got on your mind? What's on your mind about love?
What's got on love about your mind?
What's God's love on you? Where is God's love for you?
God's love?
God's not loving you.
God's not dead.
Does this mean we need to go to our Oh My God section? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Today I'm going to be telling the biblical story of God's love of Job. Job's book is honestly like one of the underrated hits of the Bible.
Right.
Because it's kind of...
How many monthly readers does he have?
Yeah. He definitely has a Substack. Oh. He's just living his life. God's like, I love Job. And Job is like, I love God. He's low-key kind of giving landlord. But he owns like...
God.
He owns like...
Please.
A whole bunch of land. He has many wives. Many sons. Father Abraham had many sons. And... And what happens is the devil, Satan, comes up to heaven.
Zoom call or in-person meeting?
In-person meeting.
Cafe? Hebrews?
Hebrews 4:12.
Thank you.
Hebrews
for the cops?
What?
Wow. 12.
Oh.
Flew right over your fuck-ass bang. Back to Job.
Never gonna finish this story about Job. The deal that they make is that the devil's like, I bet if you take away everything that's good about his life, he'll stop loving you. He'll stop serving you. And God is like, no, he won't. Do not worry. And the devil's like, do it. Pull the trigger.
What did God do to Job?
And God said, okay, I will. Killed all of his sons. All of his houses burnt down. All of his wives were trampled and
grown people should never laugh.
In like the span of like maybe a week.
Wow.
Pillaged.
Gag.
Like your hole.
Oh.
And then Job is like, well, I guess I still love God.
Does he have an intact hairline? At least that.
He's a hairline fracture. And so...
He still loves him.
And the devil's like, you didn't do enough.
Oh. What does he do next?
And then God's like, girl, BFFR. And he goes, I guess I'll strike him down. Instead of just taking everything away.
Oh my God.
Job.
What does he do?
Boils on the body, racked with pain and cancer. Do you hear that?
That's Job going to the hospital.
Going to the l'hôpital. L'hôpital's rule.
L'hôpital's rule.
Thank you.
Job wasn't doing any calculus. He was literally racked with pain.
Yes. He was calculating the days that he left.
Oh.
And yet, despite, he was a little man with much faith.
Much faith.
And God gave him back everything
tenfold.
Let's go on a break.
Now, to what extent, when we hear these stories, it kind of feels like the best case scenario, or rather, this just sounds like a very bored peasant that was like, I need a fantasy. I needed a story of uplifting. Let me write this. You know?
We accept the gods we think we deserve.
Oh, so true.
We accept the healings and the blessings we think we deserve.
Don't we all need some healing? Don't we all need some blessings? You know, we're all a little cursed these days.
Let's go on a break. We're back, and we need to talk about our current Mexican boy of the month.
Mexican boy of the month?
Yes.
Who is it?
$1 Eric.
I can't right now. The way we're mutually found him so hot is crazy.
Okay, tell them who $1 Eric is.
Okay. How did I find him? He basically is this TikToker that posts like extreme cringe videos. It'll be like, watch the Hawk Tua podcast, and it's a time lapse of him crying.
I especially.
Are you sure he's Mexican? Or did you just assume?
I assumed.
Did you do the work?
It's Eric with a K.
Honey, you don't know.
Okay. Can you fact check that?
Yeah.
Because otherwise I have to do my apology.
Yeah. Apology video.
He's so hot. He has these. What are they called? Like the snake bite things.
Yeah.
Like piercings.
Yeah.
And the one I got was the one where he introduces us to all of his personalities.
Yeah.
As like what's called like a schizophrenic. No, not a schizophrenic.
No. Multiple personality
disorder.
Yeah.
And he does them so well.
Your nipples were hard.
My nipples.
Diamond.
Rigid. Just like right now, and how they're holding up my microphone.
Oh. I want to see you have so much muscle control that you can move your
muscle control in my fake tits.
Honey, I didn't know they were fake.
Daughter. The information that he is Hispanic. Woo!
Well, we knew it was Hispanic.
Oh yes, this is Mexican. Sorry. I would like to apologize. Hispanic doesn't exactly mean Mexicanism.
Oh. Okay.
It's Mexican, not Mexicant.
Right.
And
she puede.
She se puede. Not she puede, bitch. She se puede. We need to talk about this.
Please.
Because I didn't address it in the spot because it was just so awkward.
What happened?
So we were on our way. We were on our way to get some embellishments for today's outfit for Trantula Vulnicura's Luke.
Wait, this happened on the Uber ride?
It was the Uber ride, actually.
I don't recall.
So we
happened?
got a notification on my Lyft phone that said, this man is deaf or hard of hearing.
Yeah.
And it so first of all, when you click it, you can learn how to say thank you and hello. Why doesn't the Lyft app ask you to teach you how to
do more than
say thank you and hello?
True.
Like, how do you get a deaf driver's attention? I took 1 year of ASL, and the only thing I remember is this.
I want us to guess what that means.
Okay.
Do it again.
Okay. Can I give you a hint?
No.
It's not the same thing as.
Oh.
It's.
What I think it is it's the sensation of you walking into a bathroom and humid air, fogged up mirror, a sewer, live rats running around in the bathroom, and you're just looking around at the scene, and you have to evoke the feeling and the smell and the emotion you have in that moment, and you do. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I almost there?
You went there.
Okay.
And then you came back.
Oh. I always come back.
And I had locked the door.
Oh. Damn.
It means I can smell bacon.
Honestly, pretty good.
I know.
Okay, but what was the other one? The one in front of you?
Bacon.
Oh.
Bacon. Also, I had a weak moment. Can I tell you about my weak moment?
Weak as in week or in week as in week?
WEAK.
Oh.
Like
happened?
AJR.
AJR? Who's that?
I'm weak. And what's wrong with that? Boy, oh boy, I love you when you fall for that. I'm weak. Woo! Okay, my weak moment was... Fuck, I already forgot it. Nope. What was I saying?
Your weak moment.
I found out that you can get a year's worth of Tinder Gold for $90, which sounds like a lot, but it's only $7.99 a month.
There's
and
no way.
That's 60% off the original
Please don't
price.
tell me.
And I clicked subscribe on that so quickly, thinking that it was a good deal. But God was here for me.
God intercepted
And said, Bank of America rejected my purchase of Tinder.
They said you're going
because I was on an incognito tab.
Oh my God. Honestly, I'd rather have that. You know, Bank of America was looking out for you.
I know.
In that one moment, one time in your entire life.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Shadow of death.
I will fear no Shevil.
Shevil.
Thank you.
Exactly. And I think we're done.
Thank you for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by Shelix Studio, hosted by the incomparable Dacity
and the illustrious Trantula Vulnicura,
edited by Myriam-Fernanda, Alcala, Delgado,
produced by our they, she, AV specialist and Claudia, Regalado,
and music by the People Alright Gay Rage Band.
Bye.
Ew!